we're back on our regular schedule, and
No, it ain't regular. He don't know what it's gonna be next week.
Mark didn't. I'll tell you later.
Okay.
Anyway, which is which? It's actually a book of some sort, but let's see. I have old Scooby Doo around here somewhere. But anyway, that's where I'm familiar with that phrase. That's little Scooby Doo episode that they did, and you can donate to our program if you like, Venmo, and you can do that if you like. So like and subscribe to us, and we're going to chase a small little fish, and then
Oh, that's a cloud.
and let's see, let's get to
See, here's the blue skies and all these little clouds popping up. They're like rain clouds to me.
rain clouds. Okay, there we go.
Evolution takes over. As millions of years pass, fish build on their basic design. The muscles around their backbone evolve into a powerful tail, and fins appear. They evolve a distinct head. He may not look like you or I, but this odd fish is becoming the blueprint for our own bodies.
So that is our ancestor, our earliest ancestor. So according to your textbooks, 18 to 20 billion years ago. And by the way, that number changes all the time. Now this is interesting. The universe sprung out of existence from the Big Bang, from something smaller than the period on this page. That's a small dot, right?
Who made that period?
I don't know. The Big Bang did.
No, it was
Oh
already.
well,
You said the
yeah,
periods are
yeah,
already
yeah.
there.
You're right.
Somebody had to create that period.
Yeah, I don't know. So 1.6 billion years ago, the Earth cooled down and formed a rocky crust. The planet Earth cooled, and the rocky crust was created. A rocky crust. Ooh. And as the Earth had formed, the Earth's surface was hot, and there was a large pools of bubbling lava. Life came from rocks. Now, Dave, this kind of blew my mind. There was no oxygen on the earth, but the rocks absorbed it.
How?
You have to be.
How could rocks today absorb oxygen? How could it make
I don't know.
rocks a rock no matter how old it is?
That's what they say. Oceans formed in as it rained on the rocks for millions of years. So far, so good, right? And millions of years of torrential rains formed our great oceans. So life came from rocks. Check this out. So the first self-replicating systems must have emerged in this organic soup. David. So great grandpa was soup. Right?
I thought you said we started off with rocks.
Well, it ran on the rocks for millions of years,
And
turning
then,
into soup.
Turn the rocks into soup.
And the soup came alive billions of years ago.
That rock must be pretty soft.
I'm telling you the truth. So there's grandpa right there. The evolutionist life verse saying, to a stock thou art my father, and to a stone thou hast brought me forth. There's grandpa right there. So we are in our holiday seasons: Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas, and New Year's. In Malachi chapter 3, verse 6, for I am the Lord, and I change not. Therefore, sons of Jacob, are not consumed. Verse 7, even from the days of your fathers, you are gone from mine ordinances and have kept them. So return unto me, David. If you're lost or if you stray away from the Lord, that's what he wants you to do. Is return to me because he's always there, right? And I will return unto you, says the Lord of hosts. So from the beginning of time, there's been this phrase, and this is going to be our main theme of the Halloween season: good versus evil. And guess what, David? In this world, there is real evil, which we'll see here in a minute. So, which is which? Witchcraft made easy. Now, some people say that witches, they don't exist. Yeah, I think they do. Now, they don't fly on brooms and they don't do all that. I mean, but they have the power historically that they can cast spells on people, curses. That's just a fact.
Well, the thing I remember about Scooby Doo is every time it's based on scary stuff.
Yeah.
But actually, it was someone faking it.
Yep.
And they always uncovered the fake, and it wasn't really meant to be. You shouldn't have been scared. Of course, Scooby Doo, he's one of them cowardly dogs.
Yeah. True.
I don't know what a Scooby snack did to him.
And of course, you got your witch's broom and folklore and all that. Now, there is an interesting fact on: are there such thing as good witches?
Why do witches not wear any underwear?
I don't know. Why do witches not wear any underwear?
So they can hold on to the broom better. Or should I say, sit on the broom better?
Okay. So are you a good witch or a bad witch? Leviticus 19 tells us that regard not that have familiar spirits. Now, a witch isn't, whenever the Bible talks about witches, it's supposedly, but witches needs to be translated to a medium. Neither seek after wizards to be defiled by them. I am the Lord your God. So basically, the witches there's a demonic presence, but they won't tell you that, which we'll get to there in a second.
Mirror on the wall.
Yeah.
Who's the fairest of them all?
The Bible also tells us, thou shalt not suffer a witch to live. You know who this character is, David?
It must be a warlock.
Nope. Well, I don't know. Anton Szandor LaVey, the founder of the Church of Satan and the author of the Satanic Bible. Witchcraft and Satanism is basically, I don't know if you would say one and the same, but that's what.
And I think in some situations in Satanism, I don't know whatever sect you're in or whatever, some of them require sacrifices. Witchcraft don't.
Yeah.
Well, it says here, rejected the distinction between white and black witches.
Yeah.
Arguing that magic is magic, but be it used to help or hinder. In his view, all magic is a tool for the magician's self-glorification, and the labels are merely an act of hypocrisy and self-deceit used by practitioners to pretend their motives are selfish.
Yeah, well, there's a white. He doesn't believe in a white or a black witch. A witch is a witch.
If he's the founder of a Satan cult, yeah, he wants something that's not hocus pocus, which is a witch movie.
It is, yeah. So there's a distinction between a white and a black witch. He says there's no such thing as a good witch. They're all bad. But anyway, it's all mythology.
And the soul that turneth after such as have familiar spirits and after wizards to go a whoring after them, I will even set my face against that soul and will cut him off from among his people.
So we got Civil League, which was witch back in the 1980s. Now, it's interesting that this was the 1980s, but beforehand there was an event called the Salem Witch Trials
Yeah.
in Salem, Massachusetts. I can say it.
Massachusetts.
Can you say it? Yeah, there you go. Close enough. So I would say that being a witch would be kind of frowned upon because of it. And there are covens of witches all over the place, especially in the United States, and it's an ever growing thing. Which this right here is a new map of all the witches and all that stuff. So what about the Salem witch trials? So now this is interesting.
Okay.
I was up till 3, 4 o'clock in the morning working on this. Asia and Thailand. You know how we have people who, so you know how people take care of your dogs and wash them up and make them look pretty and cute. Well,
shave them.
Yeah. Well, this is a spirit house where in Thailand and Asia, they take care of spirits. They baby them, they feed them. I guess I don't know what all they do. So spirit houses in San Far from San Far from Thailand and other parts.
Far from.
In other parts of Asia, they have spirit houses, miniature shrines built to house and appease the spirits of the land as a way to ensure good fortune and protection for homes and businesses and providing them their own dwelling.
Not on Sundays, huh? Fresh flowers, incense, food, drinks. Oh, liquor. And that, I don't see that lasting long. And to keep the spirits happy and content. Symbolic of tiny figurines of people and animals are often placed inside the spirit house. And regular ceremonies performed to give thanks and ask for continued blessings from the residing spirits. Placement and significance. Widespread presence. Spirit houses are found in front of nearly every type of building in Thailand, from small homes and cafes to large hotels and shopping centers. Iconic symbol, they have become a distinctive symbol of Thai architecture and an integral part of the country's spirituality. Thing is, even if you put one in your front of your house, who's your spirit guide?
That's a good question. I don't know. And the soul that turns after such as have familiar spirits, after wizards and whoring after them, I will even set my face against that soul and will cut him off from his people. And in Isaiah, stand now thine enchantments with wizards and witches and all them, with the multitude.
Now, witches nowadays, they like to rhyme their spells.
Yeah. A multitude of sorceries wherein thou hast labored from all thy youth. If so be thou shalt be able to profit. If so, thou mayest prevail. Thou art wearied in the multitude of the councils. Let the astrologers and the stargazers and the monthly prognosticators stand up and save thee from those things. Well, astronomy, not to be confused with astrology, which we covered that a couple of weeks ago.
This is doing the 12 signs of the zodiac.
Yeah.
It ain't, astronomy is the study of the stars. It ain't study of the zodiac or nothing.
The Salem witch trials. So the Salem witch trials were a series of hearings and persecutions of people accused of witchcraft.
Prosecution,
yeah. in the colonial Massachusetts, in Salem,
This video alone would be worth watching because of that.
between February 1692
I got you going over.
and May 1693. More than 2 people were accused.
How many?
200.
Okay.
What?
You said 2.
No, 200. 30 people were found guilty, and 19 were executed by hanging.
Well, I think it
That were
started. I think it
roped into
started.
this.
I think it started with a couple of children. Actually, the story goes. This, from what I get, the story goes that two. It might have been 2 teenage girls, or like 12 years old.
Yeah.
I think they were caught dancing in the woods naked. And so when they got caught, they blamed somebody put a spell on them.
What did the girls do in Salem? What did they do, Professor? Go ahead.
Ooh. They were all girls, young women ranging from age 9 to 20, who screamed, writhed, barked, and displayed other horrifying symptoms they claimed were signs of satanic possession.
Now, Dorothy Good was one of the youngest people accused of witchcraft and was
not killed.
Yeah, one of the survivors. Yeah. Dorothy was imprisoned for 9 months, but immediately released from jail. Another child, Dorothy's sister, Mercy, and died shortly after her birth. And the youngest fatality during the trials was not a child, and accounts vary on age to the youngest person to die, so it changes from year to year. And these are actually the people who were part of they were the prosecutors or the people who
We had to have a prosecutor and a judge.
Yeah.
And of course, you needed the church to back the prosecutor.
Yeah.
So Christianity was involved in that too.
Yeah.
Of course, they was probably using that in Leviticus or whatever, where it said anybody that practiced witchcraft should die.
Yeah.
So that's what they were trying. They were following the law, not Christianity.
Yeah. Well, go ahead, David.
Aged imprisonment. Dorothy Good was only 4 years old when she was imprisoned with her mother, Sarah Good, who was one of the first to be accused. You know, some 4 years old ain't even weaned yet.
I know it.
Psychological impact. During her time in jail, Dorothy was traumatized by interrogations and suffered from psychological distress, linked to a life of straying and rambling after her release. Yeah, they really messed her mind up.
Yeah.
No fatalities. While Dorothy was the youngest person arrested and jailed, the Salem witch trials did not result in the death of a child of her age, according to provided information. There's your 200 people, and 19 executed. I wonder if, it's like you said, 19 were executed, but I mean, how many of these had to stay in jail for months?
So this is I guess it's a sketch. I don't know, of Dorothy Good and all of the prison masks. You read all that for yourself. Which brings us to witch folklore.
Witch folklore features figures like the monstrous Baba Yaga from the Slavic tales, who flies in a mortar and lives in a hut on chicken legs. And the ambiguous sorceress Morgan Le Fay from Arthurian legend. Okay, now we're getting to King Arthur, who is both healer and antagonist. And you had Merlin.
Yep.
Merlin was there. Witches were often depicted with the ability to fly using brooms or other means. And in some European traditions, they were believed to meet in coven-like gatherings Many folk tales also describe witches using potions and causing harm through maleficent or black magic, while other portray them as wise women or helpful spirits.
Yeah.
It depends on which side of the fence you wanted to climb on.
Right. So figurative folklore, you got Baba Yaga, the Slavic folklore. You got the Morgan Le Fay, which I've heard of that, a sorceress and a king, and King Arthur's half sister, as a powerful healer and shapeshifter whose magic becomes increasingly antagonistic over time, making her a complex symbol of female power. And you got,
the story behind this.
Go ahead.
You're talking about the shape shifting.
Yeah,
that's what she did with King Arthur. So he had a son by his half sister because of her magic, right. Her shape shifting, and he's the one that battled King Arthur for his throne.
Kind of reminds me of another one.
I think Merlin about that time was, I think he was gone by then.
Right.
But Merlin's the one who fixed the sword and stone, and the true king would be able to pull it out.
Right.
So he had it fixed where Arthur could pull that. No one could pull it out but Arthur.
Well, what about the Italian folklore? Which is
Befana,
yeah, an old witch who visits children on infinite what?
Santa Claus.
Yeah.
Look what she did.
Yeah. On Epiphany.
That children got cold.
Yep, leaving.
She must have had a list.
Leaving
checked it twice.
Gifts for good children and cold for the naughty ones. You can read all that for yourself. But the point is, the Bible says, don't do that. But of course, we don't listen. Now in 1 Samuel chapter 26, we got the wicked witch or medium of Endor. Culture has taught us that witches fly on broomsticks and cast spells and have the witch's brew and all this, all that.
That's modern witchcraft.
Yeah. But what did it?
You're getting the old witchcraft.
What was it originally? Witchcraft was of this. Now, 1 Samuel 26, verse 3. Now Samuel was dead. Samuel was what, David? Samuel was dead.
D-E-D.
Yep. Now there's people that say that this was the ghost of Samuel, which it was, or it was just a demon, which we'll see here in a minute. But so which one is it? They also use 1 Samuel 28 to say, hey, ghosts are actually real. You see, you got it in the Bible. You can read,
but how
read
many
it
times,
for yourself.
How many times did that happen?
Once.
And what did Samuel tell him when he did show up?
I don't know, but let's find out. How about it? And all of Israel had lamented him. Now remember, in Leviticus, it gave all the laws of what to do with a witch and witchcraft and all the soothsayers,
mediums, soothsayers.
Yep. And monthly prognosticators. Put them to death. That's what it said. And
I call them prophets.
Yeah.
False prophets.
Yeah. So, and Saul actually obeyed it until now, which we'll see. So, and Saul had put away or killed in some translations, those that had familiar spirits and wizards. And when Saul saw the host of the Philistines, he was afraid, and his heart was greatly trembled. And when Saul inquired of the Lord answered not. neither by dreams, by Urim, nor by the prophets. So, David, don't you just hate that when God is just silent? Well, Saul is experiencing that, but
He's desperate to hear from him.
there's a reason. Then Saul said unto his servants, "Seek me a woman." My chin keeps on hitting the microphone. Let's see. There you go. Oh wait. Seek me a woman that has a familiar spirit. Now we're the David translation. Find me a woman who is possessed, that I might go to her.
A medium.
Medium, yeah. Go to her and inquire of her. So let me go to this person so I can go and get some information. And his servants said, "Behold, there is a woman that has a familiar spirit, still alive and well. And this is the witch of Endor, the spirit of Endor." That's important. And Saul disguised himself. Now, David, why did he disguise himself?
We'll find out later.
Okay.
It's in the story too.
Yeah. And put on other raiment. So, well, David, have you seen those videos of where young people dress as old people, and it actually looks like they're old, like their masks, and it's like it's so realistic. That's what I see. Like, hey, that put on disguises, because Dave, you know he didn't just put on a hat, and if he had a beard, shaved his beard, they said, "Hey, you're Saul. You shaved it, and you look good."
Yeah, he put on glasses.
Put on glasses. No, he had an actual.
I don't know what they did for glasses back then.
I don't know, but Saul probably had some kind of action. This is just me reading into it. Actual prosthetics and making himself look different. It's not like
he could have took some ink or something and blackened his face.
Yeah. Anything like that. So
mud.
Yeah.
You could use mud.
So
we had to get it where he'd cover his whole body.
Yeah.
You couldn't see him. Probably couldn't even see his legs.
Yeah. So he went out, and 2 men with him, and they came to the woman by night. And he said, "I pray thee, divine unto me by your familiar spirit, and bring him up, to whom I will name unto thee." And the woman said, now this is important, because the woman isn't dumb, right?
Yeah, she's telling what Saul does.
Yeah. "Behold, you know what Saul has done, how he has cut off those who have familiar spirits." And I would be asking, well, how do you know I have a familiar spirit? So Saul has cut off those who have familiar spirits, wizards, out of the land. Wherefore, or therefore, then layest thou a snare for my life, to cause me to die.
And this is the bad thing he did right here.
So David translation, what are you trying to do? Kill me? And Saul swore to her by the Lord. Now, how do you like that? Someone going to literally the devil and saying, "Hey, I'm going to swear by God to protect you."
And here it is.
Saying, "As the Lord lives, there will no punishment happen to thee, having this thing, for this thing." Then said the woman, "Who do I need to bring up unto you?" And he said, "Bring me up Samuel." Now that's important. So Samuel, not a demon. This is actually the spirit of Samuel. That's very important. When the woman saw Samuel, she cried with a loud voice. And the woman said to Saul, "Why have you deceived me?" So this is probably,
oh, that's Samuel?
No, this is what she was used to. But she actually
How do you know this wasn't her first time to raise the spirit out of like that? It don't say.
Well, that's a good point. Well, it says that witch there's a woman that has a familiar spirit at Endor. This was her.
Yeah, but she may have tried all her life and never could raise the spirit.
Yeah.
That might have been her first time.
Could have been, yeah. And when the woman saw Samuel, she cried with a loud voice. And the woman spoke to Saul, saying, "Why have you deceived me? For you are Saul."
She knew right then.
Well, yeah.
At this point, she knew it was Samuel. But how come she didn't recognize when he asked her to raise Samuel? How come she didn't raise a question then? Samuel?
Yeah.
Right then, she already knew that was Saul, and not by saying Samuel.
Well, they say that Samuel is with the woman right now. The woman saw Samuel.
Yeah,
so
but
Samuel,
it says right here, Saul says, "Raise up Samuel." So right here, you got a gap between the time she does her spell, or
I
medium,
see what you're saying.
and then when she should have known that was Saul right here when he said Samuel.
That is
not when she saw him. She should have known. Point. She should have known it was Saul right there.
There you go. Yeah. Kind of like a light bulb just popped in, right?
Well, the light bulb didn't pop in till here. Yeah.
And the king said unto her, "Don't be afraid, for what do you see? What do you see?" And the woman said unto Saul, "I see gods ascending to earth."
It says ascending out of the earth.
Yeah. And he said unto her, "What form is he of?" And she said, "An old man comes up, and he is covered with a mantle." And Saul perceived that it was Samuel, and he stooped with his face to the ground and bowed himself.
All right. Here he doesn't even, it sounds like he can't even see it.
Yeah.
He had to ask her what he looked like.
Right. So people say, "Oh, that was just a demon." Well, what did it say? "Bring me up Samuel." So Samuel actually came through, right? It wasn't the familiar spirit.
And Samuel said to Saul, "Why hast thou disquieted me to bring me up?" And Saul answered, "I am sore distressed, for the Philistines make war against me, and God is departed from me and answereth me no more, neither by prophets nor by dreams. Therefore I have called thee, that thou mayest make known unto me what I shall do, to bring me up, not to bring me down." Mm-hmm. If he's bringing him up, he's got to be coming from the grave.
True, yeah.
If he was bringing him from heaven, he said, "Bring me down."
That's a good point.
Then Samuel said, "Wherefore then thou dost ask me, seeing the Lord is departed from thee, and it's become thine enemy. And the Lord hath done to him as he spake by me, for the Lord hath rent the kingdom out of thine hand and given it to thy neighbor, even to David, because thou hast obeyed not the voice of the Lord, nor executed his fierce wrath upon Amalek. Therefore hath the Lord done this unto thee this day. Moreover, the Lord will also deliver Israel unto thee into the hand of the Philistines, and tomorrow shalt thou and thy sons be with me. The Lord also shall deliver the host of Israel into the hand of the Philistines. And Saul fell straightway all along on the earth, and was sore afraid because of the words of Samuel.
And there was no strength in him.
Well, what I'm looking at is this is Samuel's last prophecy.
Yeah.
It didn't come while he was alive. It came from him while he was dead.
Right.
So therefore, it wasn't needed anymore. So I'm thinking God allowed this to happen for this last prophecy.
Yep. One and done deal.
He put him back to where he was supposed to be. which was the grave
Yeah.
after the prophecy.
Then Saul fell straightway all along the earth, and was so afraid because of the words of Samuel. And there was no strength in him, for he had not eaten all the day or all the night. And the woman came unto Saul, and saw that he was greatly troubled, and said unto him, Behold, thine handmaid has obeyed thy voice, and I have my life in my life into my hands, and have hearkened unto the words which thou hast spoken unto me. Now, therefore, I pray thee, hearken thou also unto the voice of the handmaid of thy handmaid, and let me set a morsel of bread before thee, and eat, and thou mayest have strength when thou goest on the way. And but he refused and said, I will not eat. So, David, the question is, what happened to the witch of Endor after this? Because
Well, he swore by the Lord God that he wouldn't do nothing to her.
yeah,
Well, was Saul good as his word?
well, I don't know, because didn't Saul die after this?
Well, Samuel prophesied to him and his son would join him.
Yeah. So
That's Snow White.
Snow White, yeah, well,
That's the one that says, "Mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the fairest of them all?"
yeah,
She's a shapeshifter.
okay.
She can go from pretty to ugly.
Well,
She was still bad to the core.
yeah. In the next session, we'll be talking about zombies.
A new cult arises.
So if you are new, like, comment, and share, and get our
And
videos out to everybody you know.
I got something for you here right quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
It says here, this is Acts 19:19. Some, or a significant number of them who have used magic or practiced sorcery, brought their magic books or scrolls and burned them before everyone. Those books were worthy about 50,000 silver coins. So, in a powerful way, the word of the Lord kept spreading and growing,
Mm-hmm.
and it grew strong and prevailed. That's what happened when Christianity gets a hold of a witch.
Yeah.
They burn their books, throw away all their stuff.
Yep. So we will end that one there, and we will be right back.